Okay, so Beth Robins is the creator and heart behind Seize the Day with a Smile movement, which is kind of cool. Seize the Day, right? She's the author of 6 books that are launching this year with the movement. She's got 5 for kids, 4 for fourth grade and up. I mean, working with kids is so important. And oh, you don't forget grown ups. She's got one for you too, so don't start crying. All right, because also just for you grown ups and kids, she's also a speaker and a life mastery coach and an avid pickleball player, which I actually got a pickleball racket, but I'm not going to get into that. This is all about you. So, Beth, take it away. You are the whoa man.
Oh my gosh. First of all, matching aura ring. So, Stephen, we got it going on. And if you're going to play pickleball, it's a pickleball paddle, not a racket.
I used to play tennis. I got to get used to that.
I
Okay,
know. You got to get the lingo. You got to get the lingo. Awesome.
and
Thank
I'm going
you
to start
so
timer.
much.
You are too
All right.
welcome.
I got all day here. So it's International Smile Day. Oh my gosh, I am so excited because so many things light me up about just what this day means. I personally think that smiles are a universal language. We all speak it. I don't care if you're in a village in Africa somewhere or a big cosmopolitan city somewhere. We all know what it means when somebody is smiling. And we don't have to translate it. We just get it. And one of my greatest joys is when I see a baby start to find their smile. I'm a new grandma. So it's like, okay, I get it. You're imitating me because I'm standing over you and I'm cooing and I'm smiling. But when those lights start to turn on, like I'm smiling because I have a clean diaper, I'm well fed, I slept, I'm actually happy. And that's the most amazing thing. So here's the thing about smiles. They are disarming. They are a door opener. They are friendly. They say, I'm here, here I am, I'm smiling. And I want to tell you a funny story. I got this wild hair to go to Paris for a weekend, and I'm living in Barcelona for a little brief time, and it's only this far, right? So I hop on a plane. I'm going to go to Paris. I'm feeling a little confident because I took French first grade through eighth grade. So I can count to 30. I know a few colors, a couple of words. How hard can this be, right? Well, it's France. And they weren't thinking so kindly about me not even trying to speak French. That's okay. I got this going on, right? So I'm in the Latin Quarter and I'm getting my way through with the smiles and figuring things out. Went to a couple museums. I'm hungry. My concierge told me about this awesome restaurant right around the corner. And so I go, and she says, the food's magnificent. You're going to love it. So I'm going up the steps to the door, and I'm thinking, I'm going into somebody's house, right? It was somebody's house. They had literally turned the house into a restaurant, and everybody in there knew each other, and everybody's eating and drinking and laughing. And I open the door, and it's dead silent. Who's that lady? Mm, Smile. Okay, that's all I got. And she's looking at me like, Un? And I'm like, Un. And apparently that was a problem. For a single woman to be coming into this particular space, where is she going to seat me? She's just going to make a little table for me by myself. So she finds 2 older gentlemen in the back. She says, yeah, well, pulls up a chair. They look at me, they smile, I smile. That's all I got, right? And it's kind of like she's gonna cook what she wants to cook, but she put the menu down and I saw poulet and I thought, I think I'm having chicken. This is good. And these guys were gentlemen, order a bottle of champagne. Well, pretty soon the smiles come easier. We're doing sign language. I'm laughing, I'm smiling. I have no idea what they're saying. I'm praying to God they're not telling me that their sister just got run over by a train or something because I'm like, oh, that's great. But we had so much fun. And I just had to take that moment to say, if I didn't choose to smile, this could have gone south pretty quickly. And it ended up these 2 gentlemen worked for Parliament. And the next thing I know, they call their chauffeur. I made a really brave choice and got in the car with them and went off to Parliament, got a backstage tour in broken French, broken English, had an amazing adventure, landed back at my hotel safe and sound with a memory I still carry with me. And when I think about international smiles, that was a day that I know I chose that smile. I know that that was my weapon of choice to get in the door to make stuff happen. So that's what seizing the day with a smile, that's part of my whole movement. But I want to acknowledge the fact that sometimes it's not easy to smile. We have those dark nights of the soul moments where life kicks us pretty hard, and sometimes it kicks us many times. And we know that depth of despair where you're just not sure how or if you will go on. And I had one of those mornings, and it was a really cold day in Chicago. And what day isn't cold in Chicago? And this was especially crispy air and a wind coming off the lake. And I had my coat pulled around me, and I'm just really dark and in my little funk. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden I get this bump on my shoulder, and it was a guy. He's walking by me. He's real tall, and he's got an overcoat, and he's kind of turned up, and he's got a hat just sitting on top of his head. And he says, "Hey, why don't you smile? It feels better." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And I turn around, and there's nobody there. And I was like, "What just happened?" But what I noticed inside was I went from dark, deep despair to another rung up the ladder to anger. Indignant. Who the heck does he think he is telling me to smile? He doesn't know what's going on in my heart. He doesn't know me. And then I thought about it again. What could it hurt? Might as well try smiling. I can't get any lower. So I start to think, what makes me smile? And it was my kids, my dog, memories. And so I pause, I stopped on a bench, and I start going through my phone. I'm looking at pictures. And you know when you're scrolling and you're looking through at your camera phone or your camera roll, or you're scrolling on social media and you see stuff that makes you laugh or smile, you can't help it. And I noticed that. I noticed I'm smiling. Uh-oh, there's hope. There's light. But what I also noticed is that also was a choice. Now, whatever that was that bumped into me was sent to me as a gift. And to remind me that I have a choice every day. I have a choice to choose gratitude. And that gratitude is going to lead me to smile. All the things that I have to be thankful for. And I've heard this theme running a lot through the day about seizing gratitude. But understanding that really is a choice, because some days, man, it's hard. It's hard to find something to be grateful for. It's hard to find something to smile about. But when you make that choice to seize your day with a smile, you can now seize the day with courage, with love, with laughter, with understanding and grace, with leadership. All of those things come because you made that choice to smile. When you wake up, are you going to drag the garbage that happened yesterday with you? Or are you going to choose to live today, as a brand new baby day? That you get to make these choices. You get to impact your life, and you get to impact the lives of all the people you bump into in your day. Because I want to tell you something about smiles. When you smile at somebody, and I'm talking about even you in the mirror, and you're doing that soul to soul connection, because that's where the smile starts. I mean, it starts deep in your soul, but it comes out through your eyes long before the mouth turns up. When you can make that connection, you're showing that person, you know what? I see you. I see you as a spiritual being having a human experience just like me. And life's going to be life, and stuff's going to happen. Challenges are going to come. But we get to smile. We get to have that connection, that vibrational energy connection. And the two of us are connected now. And we are now also connected to our source energy, as we all are, bumping through our days. And when you make that choice to seize the day with a smile, that sends off ripples. I have a children's book. Number one is Seize the Day with a Smile. And it's a ripple effect of smiles. And it starts with a young boy waking up worried about math tests and soccer tryouts. And it ends up in a young boy's hospital bed in a village of Kenya. And it was a series of connections of smiles that ended up from here to there. And my friends, that's what happens when we smile. You have no idea the impact that you are making on somebody else's life. You're walking into Starbucks thinking about what you got to do or a phone call you got to make, and you decide to stop, open the door, and smile at somebody. You smile at your barista. man, you have no idea what's going on with them and what your smile just did. So seize the day with a smile. Celebrate International Smile Day. I'm so happy to be here and to share this time and space with you.
Dr. Beth, if you don't mind, I'd like to take this a little bit further.
Let's
And
go.
okay, so um, I'm going to say something, and it could be true or not true. You can disagree with me. I ain't scared. Okay, I've been wrong many
I,
more than I like to count. But I believe your success is because you have the ability to change when you need to change. Is that accurate?
are you meaning like pivoting?
You can call it pivoting, but pivoting isn't really pivoting is staying in the same place going round and round. So you might want to change and go left and run left or walk
Oh,
right or whatever, right? But your ability to change is what's really helped you be so successful. Because you were talking about who do you think you are, and then you thought about it again. Most people don't think it about it again. They go, yeah, who the heck do you think you are? And they get mad, they get rage because
mhm.
they fear whatever. But so here's
Yeah,
my question for you, for our audience, actually, not for
mhm,
you, because I can hear that you know what you're talking about. What is a way that, because it's hard when you get up, so like
mhm.
when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, I was not in a good place. But
No.
what I could have done with a talk with someone like you, I actually did a couple of days later. Have had many conversations, but I was wanting to change. I didn't want that pain, that fear,
Mhm.
that hate to be there. So what is the small things lead to big things, right? The giant oak starts with a little seed. So what are some things, some small things or whatever, that you can help us with to to want to change for the better? Even because we most of us know when we're wrong, but we won't admit it.
Mm.
I worked real hard at admitting that. So, but so what? Give us some insight.
Well, I'll tell you two things. So you talked about the seed of change, and we're referencing the tragedy that was Charlie Kirk's death. And I want to tell this to everybody is that there is a seed of good in all things. And it is up to us to mine it like we're a gold miner, mine it for what is the lesson here? What can I personally glean from this, and what can we as a global society glean from this event? Or maybe it's a personal event. There is always something good that comes of it, and it's up to us to find out what that is. So when we look at something like that, the good that came of it was a large group of people coming together in a celebration of his life and his work, and people continuing on and picking up and carrying on with that. There is always a seed of good in everything. And when we think, oh, when we come at the mindset, this just happened to me. Like, why is life always kicking me? And if you can change your level of awareness to it's not happening to me and get out of the victim mode and rise up another level to it's happening for me. And the next level is happening through me. And that's the level where we want to get to, is that we are the impetus for change and good, and that we can facilitate life happening through me. So I'm letting it flow through me so that I can impact you. And whether it's I can just give you a smile or I can coach you through something like that, that's my purpose in life. When it comes to being able to change, to pick up and change course, change direction, I give people an exercise of the T in the road. And we get to the T and we can either turn right or we can turn left or we can turn around and go home, but we're going to go right or left. And I say, put on the energy of the vision of what it would feel like if you turned right. Like, let's say it's a business thing and it's like, well, I'm going to sell my business. Okay. So let's put on the energy of that, like a hat, and really see yourself a year out. You sold the business, you did the thing, you made that change. What does it feel like to be you? Do you have more time and money freedom? Is your health better? How are your finances? How are your relationships? How does your life look and feel? Then you go and you experience it that you take some snapshots of what that felt like, what it looked like, and then you take the left turn. Put on the energy of that. I kept the business, or I made the business bigger, or I downsized, or whatever that is, and put on the energy of what that feels like. Now you've experienced it on a different level, and the decision right, left, go back home, forge a new path. No T, we're just going to go straight across, whatever that is. Now you have a tool, you have a way to actually know what it feels like when you do that. I think when you can master that exercise, decisions start to become way clearer and a lot less painful to make.
Can I interject and say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Most people can't do that because we look at the end result. If I turn
Mm.
left, I'm going to go 500 miles. I can't get 500 miles today, so I'm not going to turn left, right? And so, what? How do we break it down to this? Micro victories is a term that I use all the time.
Mm.
What kind of
Sure.
micro victory can you get to start down that path of
So,
the yin? You're talking yin and yang. There's good and bad in everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a really simple thing, and you said something that you said, I can't do it because, and that's conditional based thinking. That's
Okay. Tell me.
saying, I'm looking at the results in my life right now, and that's a key thing. Look at the results in your life right now. You can trace it back to what you've been thinking. So you saw left turn as, oh, it's 500 miles, it's going to be really hard, and I can't do it because it's hard. It's 500 miles, as opposed to having a different mindset without excuses that I can change my thinking, that I can do. If it's in my heart, if it's a dream that popped into my head, it didn't randomly come there. It came there for a reason, and it means that you're equipped with everything that you need to achieve it. So saying I can't do it because is conditioned, situation, circumstantial thinking. So as a coach, that's what I try to steer people away from.
Yeah.
There was a second. There was a second part to your question, though. Remind me what that was.
But I was talking with another person, and I said I used to say don't say the word can't, and then I changed my whole philosophy, and I said, and so I like to do this game. So tell me, and I know it's not true, but tell me something that you can't do. Just make it up.
Um,
Hard, I know, right? But for you, but just anything.
uh,
It can be a lie. It doesn't have to be the truth
I can't play the banjo.
yet.
Well, I say up until now.
Oh, there you go. Say same thing. Okay,
It's
so
all vocabulary. Yeah. There's
yeah,
a lot of
awesome.
words that we need to clean up. When people say, oh, I need to do this or I have to do that. And then if you could switch that to I get to, like, oh, I need to go to the dry cleaners. I need to go pick up the kids from school. I got to make dinner. No, you get to do those things.
And that's the truth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to get up this morning and be a host on this. And this is amazing. I'm having so much fun and learning so much. And I really appreciate your candor and your long search for the truth and your education, um, and your willingness to share. So we're all made it, if you believe, we're all, and I do, we're all made in God's image. But here's God's image. Here's my idea of God's image. God's image is to serve us. He made us, then he serves us to show us the way to get to him. And we're made in his image, which means we should serve other people to show them how to be prosperous, because there's nothing in the Bible that says we should be, poor and broke. It's all be prosperous. And so we're on that road. You're definitely on that road. And you're appreciated so much. I really appreciate your candor and your ability to communicate.
Well, thank you. I think service and serving others is the greatest gift that we have, and I think it's the pathway to abundance in all things. When you serve and give from your heart in an intentional way, um, that just raises you up here, and so many wonderful opportunities and people come into your life for that. And I want to say, when you talked about we are made in God's image, Les Brown says, "You are a masterpiece because you are a piece of the master."
He's always got such great quotes.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. No, let's not do that.
No, don't drop your mic.
Oh, and there's our timer. You
Oh,
are amazing. So, so amazing. Thank you so much for being on.